We've already started. We're back underway.
Okay, so we are live. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. So basically the gist of it is for reasons I don't quite understand, the Game Boy interface is not detecting the SP as a Game Boy Advance SP. So it's mapping its controls as the GameCube controller, which it shouldn't do anyway because these aren't the correct GameCube controller settings. My point is, for some reason, despite the and where did it go? Okay, despite the fact that I haven't changed anything on this card in, again, like 10 years, it just doesn't want to work correctly. It's giving me incorrect controls, which means I have to make do using a GameCube controller, which I don't normally play on, using, God, oh my God, using a control scheme I'm not familiar with. So this is going to be, we're all going to have a learning experience together. This is going to be probably the most absurd Metroid Fusion run you're going to see in, possibly your natural lives. I mean, only the finest content at PSP, oh lord. My aim diagonally button is on Y, which means I have to somehow make my finger hit 3 buttons if I want to jump, aim diagonally, and shoot. It's gonna be a blast, is my point. But anyways, so here's the gist of the story, though. Those little green, that's yellow. I'm good at colors. Those yellow floating gelatins are the X-parasites. They're extremely dangerous because they infect enemies, and then they kind of take their appearance and their knowledge, which is, kind of spooky scary. And Samus was infected, but the Metroids were their natural predators, so when she got when she got injected with that Metroid DNA, everything ended up being okay. Hey, I can still do those tricks there. You're seeing me do some stuff like shoot right as I'm landing. That's called shot canceling. Samus's hitbox is taller while she's jumping, so if you shoot, you can actually land a few frames faster. Metroid Fusion is one of the most linear of Metroids, so every single time save you can get, you take those. Good, the C stick also doubles as a movement stick. That's not going to be that's never going to be a hassle. Lord Almighty. Anyways, this dialogue right here is the first canonical introduction of well, maybe not canonical, the first real-time introduction of Adam Malkovich, that the character you might remember from Other M, who the much maligned character. But no, yeah, this is the first time Samus ever mentions him in the game. And here we go. We have us some measles. Because in the future, you can download missiles. Good. Of course it's that button. I'm just gonna have to claw the controller. It's fine. I do that with Super Metroid. It's not my first time the rodeo.
I was gonna say, so like Super Metroid, except
except with a GameCube controller. Delicious.
Well, if you wanted to suffer, you've definitely treated yourself.
Oh, you know it. See, I fired a missile and didn't mess it up. We in there. Dang, I got some Boat Girl appreciation in the chat.
Yeah.
All was good, all was good.
Is that Friday or Friday?
Feels like Friday. Friday.
Yes, thank you for rating us. Welcome to
thank
the fun.
And thank you for the good luck. We are having a journey together here as I discover how to play with a control scheme I don't usually use. It's all the adventure. Ow. And eye doors are kind of terrible. They will shoot anywhere between 1 and 4 beams, 0 and 4 beams before they reveal their eye. I'm not even gonna try to do double missiles right now. So, but now it is time for the first oh, God, I'm already pushing the wrong buttons. All right. No, that button. All right. This is 100%. We do need to get all the things, so we're going to go get this energy tank right now. So this is, you played Metroid 2, you might remember Arachnus. Oh, he's still a jerk, though. Likes to roll around, so you can't hit him. 2 rolls? What do you think this is? A friggin' bakery? Get out of here. All right, now we're going to need missiles to deal with this core, though. We can't damage it with just the beam, so I got to get that green X. Come on here. Oh my god, stop running. Why are you running? Oh my god. Oh, this is going to be a treat. There we go. Got a double missile somehow. That was incredibly uncomfortable. So, you may have seen there that last hit. I hit the core X, and it blew apart despite the fact that I only hit it for 2 rounds when normally it takes 3. That's because even though it's a round, those core X's have a square hitbox. So, we're actually able to line up missile shots. Oh my gosh. Line up missile oh boy. Can I just use I'm just going to use the D-pad and hope for the best. This tiny GameCube D-pad. It's a square hitbox, so if you shoot 2 missiles straight up, you can get it to fly into them on the same frame and skip an entire cycle, which is great because you saw how many seconds it flies around invincible. We don't want that. No. Oh lord, oh goodness. Yeah, exactly. Round is square in the Metroid universe. Didn't you know? Goodness gracious. But anyways, the downside of this, while we were busy taking care of the baker over there, the X-parasites have gotten into the biomes because this biologic space laboratory station actually contains multiple different environments set to simulate a variety of planets and conditions. And, well, there's all kinds of wildlife in there, and we know what the X likes to do with wildlife. Just kind of imitate it and steal its knowledge and all kinds of fun stuff. But that's not the only thing we have to worry about, because I forgot to open the door. I'm sorry, but here it comes. That was definitely a shock the first time I saw it. I'm sure it was the same case for a lot of people. A little bit of a scary there. Looks just like us. Well, it looks just like we used to look, at least. So what's going on with that? Why is there a clone of Super Metroid Samus running around? I guess we'll have to find out, but first things first, down into Sector 1 we go, which is called, this sector is called SRX. It is a simulation of the SR-388 ecosystem. That is the planet which is the Metroids are from, and incidentally, the planet that the station is orbiting around. So the first thing that happened is somebody touched the thermostat. We're not sure who, but dads everywhere are getting headaches, because you know how dads be with touching the thermostat. So we need to go around and get the X's out of the HVAC system so that the temperature can go back to normal. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. But that's fine, because we have plans. We know how to do this stuff. Oh boy. This is still really... Okay, I'll just have to get used to using my fingers and no thumbs on the right-hand side of the controller. It's probably fine. I say as I aim diagonally instead of activating missiles. Oh god, next I'm going to have to aim and use a missile. This is going to be fun. Let's see how this goes. About as well as expected. Thankfully, there aren't too many spots where you have to be doing a lot of really weird diagonal missile nonsense, so we'll make do. But the big trick here is you want to try to avoid getting hit as much as possible, because enemies will drop green X's if you're at full health, so... Oh my gosh. And as you see, we just have to go to where the HVACs are, pop them with 3 missiles, and then we're on our merry way. There's 5 of them. We'll be able to get 4 of them before we get to the boss, and then the last one we'll take care of afterward. That was so unbelievably rude. And here's the last one we'll get beforehand. There's a certain amount of randomness to it, because since they're on a global timer... Ooh, I've never gotten that freeze frame. Whether they're moving up or down depends on just factors. And if they're moving in a direction that's no good for you, well, you just kind of have to wait, particularly in that last room. I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. This is a struggle. I'm not used to this control scheme. My fingers still want to go for the shoulder buttons, but I can't. Oh, it hurts so much. I will throw this out there though. Later on, off the top of my head, there isn't any particular spot this will likely get me killed. But if things do start going belly up, particularly during cleanup, there is a non-zero chance you might have to mercy kill. I'm just throwing that out there. I'll do my damnedest, though. I'm sorry, my darndest. Gosh, where's my language filter? This is why I'm not allowed. This is why I'm not allowed around children. I teach them all the bad words. That was not a double missile. And this is a beam core X. What we're trying. Ooh, that was a double. What I'm trying to do here is hit them when the eye opens, and getting doubles is a little bit trickier. You have to kind of time them off of jumps, and I managed to get one there. That's supposed to be a 4-cycle fight. But the most important thing now is that we have the charge beam, which in this game is your best friend. It is exceptionally good. It gives your beam 3 parts instead of just the 1. Give me a second here. This is a simple diagonal shot. It's going to be more challenging because of reasons. There we go. Oh, I held the shoulder button by accident. There. Oh my gosh. We're trying to damage boost into it here, in case that weren't obvious. Oh my goodness. I am good at this video game, I promise. There we go. First try. So anyways, the charge beam is great because it actually has 3 pieces. It has the beam is 2 pieces, and there's an additional piece that's actually around Samus's arm. If you hit with all 3 of them, it does multiple missiles worth of damage, which is pretty great. And we're going to be taking full advantage of that to deal with some bosses later on. Oh my gosh. Always be charging is difficult when you have to... Alright, this is fine, we got this. But anyways... And like in Super Metroid, you have some of its features are backs. For example, pseudo screw attack, as you saw right there. We fixed the HVACs. And also, if you go into a door transition with no charge but holding the button, Samus will always come out with a charge. Watch. So go in with no charge, let go, fully charged shot on the first frame. That is a very important trick for opening gates and hitting enemies in certain rooms. Don't worry, I'll be sure to point out when it happens again, because it's a genuinely useful trick. It'll save us time and also let us do some speed booster shenanigans later on. Because we all like speed booster shenanigans, right? We like going fast, and it doesn't really get much faster than speed booster when it comes to 2D Metroid. But we did it. We finished Sector 1. Now, some of y'all might be thinking, hey, isn't there a missile tank to the right of that save room you passed? Yes. Aren't there a couple of other items you could have gotten? Yes. But it is not the fastest to get them now, because we don't have all our movement tools. So we will definitely be coming back to get some of those during cleanup when Samus is a bit more fully equipped. So look forward to that happening. In the meantime, Samus has another flashback here in her Gushers colored outfit. Reminiscing a little bit more about Adam there, but now we're gonna head off to Sector 2, the tropical sector. Adam said we did Adam, goodness gracious. Not Adam, the computer. I don't know what I was thinking. But the computer said we did such a great job, we've earned a beach vacation. So down into Sector 2 we go. And we're just gonna have ourselves a tropical vacation, except that we can't, because there's work to do. And Samus is never one to shy away from work, so we have to go over here to get ourselves another power-up. This time we're getting the bombs, but first, oh no! We figured out what it is. It's the SAX, which is an X-Parasite clone of Samus. But it's not just any Samus. It is Samus from the end of Super Metroid, despite the fact she doesn't have the gravity suit. But the point is, she's very powerful and is armed with weapons that can directly counter you. Because remember, Metroids are vulnerable to cold. So if she has the ice beam, she can freeze you and then hit you with missiles, which will kill you. We don't want that. We can't go fast if we're dead. So we have to avoid the SAX, and if we see it, just run, because we cannot fight it. But in Sector 2, we're gonna have to go get those bombs first, but before we can do that, we have to unlock Security Level 2. which are the blue doors. And to do that, we have to get through these rooms and avoid these red enemies. They're called Zoros, and they do about 60 quadrillion damage, give or take. Ah, no double missile for me. You just look how much damage I took from just running into them once. So in this sector, oh boy, in this sector, health management becomes the big thing compared to ammo management in Sector 1. Oh my goodness, using a... I don't know how Monkey does this. One of the best Fusion runners is Monkey SMB, shoutouts to him incidentally, and he plays exclusively with a GameCube controller, and he has one of the fastest times bar none. I don't know how that man does it. Because the stick is a bit of a trip. But anyways, now that we've unlocked the doors, all the blue doors are open to us, and to boot... Give me 1 second here while I try to do this double missile again. Nice. First try every time. I keep letting go of the wrong button. I keep letting go of the aim button instead of the shoot button to release the charge shot. But we're getting better. We're getting better. Don't worry, folks. By the time we're done, I will be an expert in this very bizarre control scheme, and we'll all be having a good time. Someday we'll look back on this and have a big old laugh as we sit around, I don't know, drinking cognac from a snifter. I don't know. My point is, Metroid Fusion is fun, even if sometimes it just likes to be mean. Or in this case, but now we have bombs. That's the really important thing. Except that in Metroid Fusion, the bombs have taken a significant downgrade from how they used to be. Their blast radius is hilariously small, and their timer is extremely long, so it actually takes approximately 30 years. Oh my god, we're just gonna play a little bit safe here. Approximately 30 years for them to explode, which means you can't do infinite bomb jumps in this game, which is unfortunate because infinite bomb jumps are great. And there we go. Come here, you. I see you up there. And we're just going to do a couple more detours to grab items. We don't have our movement tools, but honestly, there's really no better time to get this stuff than now. You're also going to see me try to do some things like quickly unmorph and morph because Samus bounces otherwise, and bouncing is slow, so we try to avoid that wherever we can. Thankfully, there are plenty of enemies about to give us health, so... and missiles. So we're not particularly in danger, not to mention also dealing with the eye doors gives us red X's, which we like, because red X's give us health. Oh my gosh. Just go and grab that. Alright, we have to be careful. There's a blue dude down here. That guy is real bad news. But he gives us a red X, so it's fine. That guy does over 100 damage. You do not want to mess with that guy. Especially not this early on in the game. Like, I'm not in danger of dying, but you also don't want to risk it, because like I said, health management is the key in this sector, and honestly, we've seen people in races die in this room right here, the pancake room, because of these little fellas right there. But thankfully, we can unmorph and wall jump over them because we are a champion among champions, and look at me, I'm aiming diagonally. Oops. A little bit of vertical movement here. Watch out for the Zoro, and into this room we go. So we're on our way to the next boss now, a boss who is, has a curious shape. That's all I'll say about that. It'll be pretty obvious what I mean when we get there. First, let's see if we can get this frame-perfect trick. No, we cannot. It's a frame-perfect trick that saves no time whatsoever, but dang it, it looks cool. You know, the best kind of frame-perfect trick. Now I'm going to show you the thing about the flash on the arm. So just get right in its face, bam. One charge shot instead of 3 missiles. That's how good the charge beam is. But here we go. It's time for Zazabi. Now, Zazabi likes to jump around, and hopefully we're going to get minimal jumps, anywhere between 3 to 12 jumps. There's 1 jump, there's 2 jumps, there's 3 jumps. That's a really bad start. And I've been grabbed because I pressed the diagonal aim button instead of the missile button. I'm still not used to this. 4, 5, 6, There we go. 7. Wow, I completely tanked that. Oh my god, is this what it feels to have an out-of-body experience where everything just feels sort of like you remember, but not quite? Wow, it's being... Wow, so... Oh my god, max jumps on that round. There we go. We got him now. Alright, one more double, we can finish this. Just like that. 4 round becomes a 3 round. Whew, alright, so Zazabi is down, which means we have recovered 2 abilities. We recovered high jump, as you can see right there, and also spring ball, although they call it jump ball in this game. Close enough. Now, yo, that's that frame perfect trick right there. If you hit that 1 frame window, you can actually get a missile to go pass between the ouch and the ceiling. But now, it is time for... Oh, you moved again, you prick. There we go. So there's actually, normally in 100% we actually do a skip in this next room, where you can actually skip damage boost through the SAX. But with my controls being what they are, I really don't want to risk it, because if I mess it up, I die. So instead we're going to play it safe and let the SAX leave. There's also an any % version of that trick, but that one is unbelievably risky. I don't know how people do it, honestly. I would be panicking constantly. Just a little bit of a vertical room here. Feels pretty good to get it correct. And just like that, we can also make good use of bombs and ball jump to just make it through on our merry way. And there we go, making progress. So we're done with Sector 2, folks. We did it. We made it through here alive, and the journey continues. So I have to ask you, after going to the tropical jungle, where should we go next? What are we thinking? What feels appropriate? If you answered the ocean, then good news! That's exactly where we're going! We're on our way to Sector 4, the aquatic sector. And this sector is actually, as has been known to be repeated by pretty much every commentator under the sun in races, this is where the game kind of really starts picking up. Because Sector 4 has a lot of things you gotta work around. A lot of enemies, a lot of hazards like electrified water, so the movement starts becoming more intense, and honestly, this is the section where I'm going to be having a trial by water, because you gotta get your wall jumps, you gotta get your charge shots, so it's going to be interesting to see how we can pull this off. But most importantly, in Sector 4, we're going to unlock one of the most valuable abilities Samus has by fighting the boss here, who is Ceres, a very large, very speedy worm. But don't worry, we know just how to deal with it. Also, in case you're wondering, text smashing is in fact a skill in this game. By switching to Japanese, you save something like 3 to 4 minutes. And by mashing, you can save upward of a minute. Well, knowing when to mash, because the way it works is you hold a button down to advance, and then you have to press an additional button to go to the next text box. It's a combination of those two things. What you saw there is, believe it or not, a trick called R shooting, which is if you actually press the diagonal aim button while you're spinning, Samus actually releases her shot without popping out of spin, which is pretty great when you're actually using the speed booster, because it means that you can continue to hold speed and shoot open doors, which means you can carry speed through more rooms. And we like carrying speed through many rooms. It makes us feel very fast, which is appropriate when you're speedrunning. Making good use of pseudo screw here to deal with the crabby boys. Get ourselves an E-tank. Oops, did not have full charge there. Did not get the pseudo screw. You also have to watch out for these fish. These mutated fish do over 100 damage. They will end your low percent runs. We have seen it many a time. It's always tragic. You hate to see it. But in our case, it's just kind of, you gotta be careful. So here we're going to drop a bomb right there, and then do a jump extend, which is to say, oops, did not quite work. What you might have noticed that if I fire a shot while jumping, Samus kind of loses her downward momentum. That is by design, but it also means that we can take advantage of that to get a little bit of extra distance on our jumps, which will sometimes let us grab ledges that we shouldn't be able to grab. But that's okay, we take those. Let's just save some time. Some more vertical movement here. That was a little bit dicey, but whatever. We got it. That's really the important thing. Oh my gosh, no! It's too high! Why? Gosh, diagonal aim is one of those buttons that you don't realize how much you use until you don't really have an easy way of using it. And looks like somebody killed Ceres before we got here. I wonder who it could be. If you answered the X-Parasites, then I'm very proud of you. You have been paying attention. Big gold star for you. Open up. Open up. Thank you. All right, now, Ceres is a 5-missile fight, but if we do this correctly, we'll get it in 2 charge shots, because again, 3 parts to the beam, so let's see what we can do. That was too soon. We're not going to get a 2-round. Ah, didn't get in position fast enough. Thankfully, its movements are in pairs, so you can always predict where it's going to be like this. This might be a 3 or a 4 round. So that one means we're going to get the big through that cycle. That there. This means it's going to be down here. Let's try this again. Oh, we got it in 3 cycles. I'll take that. That was not a double. That was not a double. That was a double. So that was not the cleanest Ceres I've ever had, but sometimes Ceres gets away from you. It's a very fast boy. But anyways, we made it. So now we have speed booster. Yes, we can go fast. Y'all like going fast, right? And I accidentally paused. Cool. And Shine Sparks are back. So unfortunately, there's a couple of changes that have happened since SM. First of all, there's no longer a dash button, so it's just hold the direction until you get speed. That's really all there is to it. And secondly, hang on a second here. And secondly, Shine Sparking no longer eats up your energy, which is great, because y'all remember that part about SM that sucked? How you'd try to get to wrecked ship, but you'd lose 2 energy tanks Shine Sparking across the ocean. No more.
So,
now you can Shine Spark to your heart's content. What's up?
So does that mean that stutter stepping is also removed since there's no dash button, or does it actually work in Fusion?
Oh, hang on a second. So, there's no stutter stepping in Fusion. There is some weird variation of stutter stepping in Zero Mission, but it's honestly not particularly useful. So just hold the direction until you go fast. That's really all there is to it. And with that, we have lowered the water level. Wherever that toaster somebody dropped into the bathtub is, we no longer have to worry about it. Incidentally, Karasu Magi, if you guys have any questions, if y'all have any questions, feel free to chime in whenever you like. Oop, that might be a little bit sketchy. Yo, we got the low height Shine Spark. Let's go. How's this run going? It has not died yet, which is a victory considering what I'm having to work with here. Alright, we're almost done with Sector 4. Just have to get out of here. Here's a mechanic we will see come back later. Kill an enemy, reforms into a gold enemy, kill the gold enemy when door opens. Please keep in mind, please remember that. There will be a quiz later. In-game quiz, that is. A little bit of this, a little bit of this, and new thing we get to do now, we get to hold the charge on the pad, which is, means we can actually save a little bit of time on every data room because it'll hold through the conversation, and then we can just do a little bit of a shine spark into a run to get back to the elevator a little bit faster. That's the other thing they added. Shine sparking horizontally into a slope will let Samus start running again. Just more and more ways to carry speed in this game. So we just do a little bit of this. Except that you're supposed to jump through the door. I just was a little bit slow on the jump. But it's fine. And the good news is the game works very hard to make sure you don't get lost. You may see in the background there are some numbers. Well, the number of the direction, the place you need to go is lit up, so you don't have to worry about it. So, now that we've finished Sector 4, we head on down into Sector 3. The fruit punch sector. I'm not entirely sure where I was going with that, honestly. This is supposed to be the desert sector, the hot sector, the spicy sector. So we're going to go down here to get ourselves one of the finest upgrades. I'm, of course, talking about the super missiles. In this game does have its flaws, but one of the things it does not have a flaw with is weapon audio direction. The super missiles have one of the loudest, most visceral, most satisfying explosion sounds in any Metroid game. And we're about to go get that, but first we have to unlock the doors again. Unfortunately, this means that even though right now there are no X's here, by unlocking the doors, we're going to let them in, which is less than ideal. That's fine. First we have to stop and grab some stuff, like this missile tank. I said this missile tank. Perfect. Then we have to shine spark through a piece of the ceiling. So, you know, I'm not sure what OSHA has to say about that, but I find it hard to believe that normal folks could probably just, you know, could just speed boost and crash through ceilings. Or maybe they can. I don't know. I don't know what it's like working in the future. This magical space future full of flying jellyfish and gelatin that kills you. Boy, it doesn't sound that quite so magical when you think of it that way, does it? Alright, let's see if we're going to try to do a fun trick here called a shine break. I didn't quite do it. I did it too soon. Shine break is basically where you run over a speed booster block but crouch before you fall. I didn't quite get it. That's fine. It'll save a tiny bit of time. That one's not a huge deal. It only saves about half a second. But it's cool to get, and I have nothing I'm not willing to sacrifice time to look cool. Which is probably not the smartest way to do things, but it's fine. Also, everybody say hello to Bob. Hi, Bob. Bye, Bob. Just a little shot there to break that open, and now it's time to try to not die here. I didn't quite get the... It's 3 missiles to kill those guys. Thankfully, if this were any percent, we'd be in trouble right now. But it's not. It's 100%, which makes me happy. So let's see if we can get a nice little... I didn't crouch in time. You can get a trick here called Data Spark, which lets you hold speed through this animation, but it's very, very tight, because this is a much longer animation than some of the other ones we've seen. It's not one I usually get. Oh, I just realized we're gonna have to be doing some shooting, from some angled shooting here in a moment. You know, I might take a safety save here. Oh yes, that screen shaking, that explosion sound. Super missiles are the best. Take the refill, take the save. This is not something I would normally do, but we would like to not die, because we're coming up to an oddly named mini-boss called Box. Now, that seems like a perfectly reasonable name, right? But when we get to it, I want you all to look at it and tell me if you can see what the problem is. Oh my god. Okay, we got this. We don't got this. Okay, this is fine. Oh my god, this will never be fine again. I'm pushing shoot instead of jump! This is terrible. Alright. We'll get this. What? Over here. Oh, I'm too far to the... Oh my gosh. Okay, we got him. Oh, so anyways, that is the oddly named box. Not at all shaped like a box, as it turns out. Xbox, go home. A little bit of shine charge here, a little bit of that, and in we go. Having to jump aim missiles die. Oh my god, that's gonna make a fight, one particular fight later on, extremely difficult. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna need everyone to remind me when we're on our way to steer the station, which I'll make obvious. It's very close to the end of the game. I'm gonna need everybody to remind me to take a save before we do the smooth jazz. Don't worry, it'll make sense later on.
Hey, Crunchy.
Hey, what?
Take a save before the smooth jazz.
Very good. I'm glad you're getting that practice in, but we've still got a ways to go till I need to do that, so... And I should have shine sparked there, but that's alright. So everybody, uh-oh. Hang on, I was too focusing on that to realize that we were about to have an imminent betrayal. That's right. You know what the Ferengi rules of acquisition say? Never trust someone wearing a suit better than your own, and that person's suit is much nicer than mine. Grasso, I don't know about you, but me personally, if I meet someone wearing a suit, I just inherently trust them less, and I'm not sure why.
The Matrix, maybe?
Not even no, it was actually developed long after I watched The Matrix. It's more of a recent development.
Oh.
And it feels like they're about to try to like get me to sign away my soul or something. I'm only about to get swindled.
Don't let them do that.
Nah, I'm trying not to. Anyways, good news, everybody. The X-Parasites have expanded to a new flavor. We now have blue raspberry. Unfortunately, Samus is allergic to raspberries, or as the case may be, doesn't like the cold, so we don't want to touch them. They will hurt us. So that's the big danger here in Sector 6, is the blue X's. But thankfully, we don't actually need to go past any particular number of them, so we should still be fine. Just going to bomb this right now. Like we said earlier, bombs take so long to explode, it's actually faster to bomb that block now and then go through that tunnel later. Also, thankfully, shooting the blue X's does cause them to stop moving, so we can use that to our advantage to sneak on past. The game is nice enough to mark off places you shouldn't go by having a lot of blue X's there, so... Oh, it was a little bit too low. That one's sometimes a little bit too low just like that. And you saw how much damage that did. Serious business, these blue X's. Now it's time for the free E-Tank. I didn't drop the bomb in time. We call this one the free E-Tank because bombs will actually explode even while there's text on screen, so you can actually drop the bomb and break those blocks while you're stuck in that text, which is kind of fun. Speaking of fun, it's time to do our best impression of the Benny Hill show here, because here comes the sax again. But as it turns out, even though it is unbelievably dangerous, it is not. It has a few things to learn about how to deal with things. So we're just going to we'll just watch. See ya. Go through this door, and then it just doesn't care to follow us anymore. We're done. That's it. The sax is gone. We hope you enjoyed that. All right. Why am I getting texted during my run? It's from a number I don't recognize. Those are the best. All right, but now we've made it to the next boss. So this boss is going to be interesting because it also involves diagonal shooting. But don't worry. We can do this. I believe in us. So this one's the giant Core X. As you see here, this Core X just stole our item. So we're going to have to go get it back. Oh, Lord. This is going to be a journey. Not going as smoothly as I would like. Normally, if you do this right, it takes only 4 hits, but it's taking a little bit more than that. Trying to get inside its hitbox, but we're having a little bit of a struggle. There we go. I get some doubles here. With limited results, but if not, we can at least... Oh, hang on. Wow. Alright, so I guess we can't really count on getting doubles, but... There are 2 things you really want to do with any individual Core X. You want to try to get the doubles, which become harder with every missile upgrade because your timing is different. Faster missile speed, and longer cooldown between shots. So there's 4 different missile timings you have to learn for doubles. And second, you want to try to kill them in a specific spot, because regardless of which Core X it is, each of them has a designated spot where the power-up goes after you finish them off. So if you can kill them on that spot, rather than floating slowly across the room, they will actually just appear immediately so that you can grab them, and we call that Sweet Spot. It's an extremely useful trick that saves seconds. And in a game where you can't really sequence, or you can't sequence break at all, any trick that saves seconds is a colossal time save. So you want to get sweet spots and double missiles as much as possible. And also, fun little fact, right? Fun little thing you notice right there: the blue X's, now they realize they can't hurt you, now they're trying to run away, like the green and the yellows do. Just some of that attention to detail stuff that Fusion has that I really appreciate. Alright, come on. There we go. Okay, that's not normally how that goes, but it's fine. The important thing is we made it. Ah, I was ready for that ouch. I was ready for it. The other big danger right now are these puffers, because they like to be in the way, and when you shoot them, their hitbox like triples because they spew out purple goop, and it takes up a lot of space. On the wall here, try to get around the puffer. Success, or not. Wow, I'm getting the worst puffer positions today. But we're going to go over here now and get this missile. And we are done with this visit to Sector 6. We made it through alive. That's all I can really ask. Feeling good. How y'all doing? That's where you have to shoot.
I'm doing fine. How are you? Your hands hurting yet?
No. I'm actually used to clawing from doing Super Metroid. This is definitely a bit of a different feel. You know, in hindsight, maybe I could have just fired up BizHawk instead, because those are bound correctly, but whatever. I'm committed to this console life. But with that, we now have the Various suit. That delightful color scheme we have is the new Various suit. So now we are protected from the heat and the cold. You loved it. Samus elevator. Interestingly enough, here's your fun fact for the day. When you open the green door that lets you get into Sector 6, it also unlocks the green door that lets you get into Sector 5. So you can technically go over there when you're not supposed to, but since it's full of cold rooms, as soon as you go in there, Samus starts taking damage, like she does in heated rooms in any other Metroid game. So you can't get very far in Sector 5. But now we can. Sector 5 is the nice cooler ranch sector over here. Icy, which means you get some of those nice chill wind chimey music, as is the tradition in any video game that has ice levels. Unfortunately, we're not here for good reasons. We are here because we're about to go get another missile upgrade. This one is the ice missiles, because as the computer tells us, since Samus is part Metroid, she can't use the ice beam. It's incompatible with her DNA now. So we're just gonna have to, first of all, we're just gonna have to make do by getting missiles that freeze things. Unfortunately, that also means that we will never be able to one-shot enemies with supers again, because the first shot will always freeze. It'll always take 2 to finish off an enemy now. So I'm just going to use as many missiles as I can. Oops. I'll also point out, something I'm trying to do as often as possible is take advantage of one of the other cool skill sets that Samus now has, which is respin. So in previous games, if you did a shot while jumping, it would pull Samus out of spin, and that was all there was to it. But now, oh my gosh. But now, if you press jump again, Samus will start somersaulting. So you can actually take advantage of that. Oh my goodness, I need to get enough speed to break those blocks, but I'm misfiring constantly. There we go. So you can get a better position on that Ripper. There we go. It gave me the bad position again, but I was ready for it that time. I meant waivers. These are waivers. So yeah, in this room, the big thing is the waivers like to be in your way, and there's several places they can be. You have to kind of be ready for all of them, which is annoying, because some of them are easier to deal with than others. We did not get good positioning on that. But it's fine. So the first things first, before we can go to the data room and download our ice missiles, we need to unlock the yellow doors, the final set of, well, not the final set, but the last set of doors we're going to be unlocking for a while. In this next room, I'm going to try to, no, that's in the next visit. We're going to try and make it through this room as quickly as possible, hopefully without too much trouble. These enemies do like to give you a hard time. That worked a lot better than I would have expected. So here's one of those rooms where you let go of the charge to open the gate. Otherwise, you will bonk into it 100% of the time. Instead, we now get to have some speed, which we like having speed, don't we? Yeah, we do. Hey, Waver, get out of my way. Another gate into the data room. And here we go. Goodbye, sleeper missiles. It even gets rid of our cool explosion sound. Now they just go psh instead of kaboom. But sometimes sacrifices have to be made in the name of progress. We're also going to do a puzzle room here. So this is an interesting little puzzle room. We're going to kill this enemy, let it reform, use it as a platform, kill that enemy. Hopefully it'll form in a good spot. That wasn't a very good spot. Then we just freeze it and missile. This game definitely does have a bit more of a reliance on puzzle rooms than Super Metroid did. That's alright, because we know how to deal with them. And the game really wants you to get your mileage out of your ice missiles. Can you just maybe perish? Thank you. I can't believe that worked. Alright, cool. So we have our ice missiles. We have managed to remember to get them. It is actually possible to try to leave the sector without ice missiles. It actually more common than you would think phenomenon, so much so that it actually has a name, but It's named after Runner, and I'm not the biggest fan of naming oopsies after runners, so I'm just gonna suffice it to say it happens to the best of us. So, and don't worry about that shadow in the background. I'm sure it's fine. But you know what isn't fine? Everybody, listen up. Here we go.
Emergency in Sector 3.
That's right. It's time for the emergency. But where is the emergency? Where's the emergency? I can't quite hear because I'm wearing these headphones and the speakers are over there. Chat, if you could, tell me, where's the emergency? Show me in the chat. That's right, it's time for one of the most time-honored traditions in Metroid Fusion marathon speedrunning. It's time for the emergency in Franker Z. So chat, let me see your Franker Zs. Spam them. I want to see nothing but doggos in the chat. Just a wall of doggos. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting for the doggos to appear, we have to make our way to the bottom of Sector 4. This time someone touched the thermostat in the other direction. And everything's about to just kind of go belly up. So we have to basically go fix it before the station explodes, is my point. I don't know who designed this HVAC, but it seems like it's kind of has a very disastrous failure state. Not sure how I feel about that. But thankfully, we know exactly where to go, so we're just going to go take care of that. That could have gone better. Fun fact, if you're on the monkey bars and you fall off, just hold up and you will always re-grab them without falling. It's a very useful thing to know. Oh, come on here. Alright, we're going to have to do some nonsense with diagonal missiles here in this next room. Here we go. Wish me luck. Close enough. We'll take it. We take those. Thank you. And we fire 3 missiles there to get this to appear, and just like that, into the room we go. Boss time. We're gonna try to get doubles here, but, well, either will or we won't. Let's find out. That was not a double. That was not a double. Nope, no doubles today. We can at least still try to get the sweet spot. Perfect sweet spot. That is a 4:17 emergency time, which is not the greatest. Normally you want to shoot for, ideally above a 4:30. If you get above a 4:20, you're doing good. So 4:7, you know what? I'll take a 4:17 given the fact that aiming diagonally and shooting missiles at the same time is a bit of a challenge. I'll take it. There we go. Whoops. Didn't want to do that. Alright, but everybody, good news. We saved the station. The game can continue. In case you are wondering, if that timer does run out, there is actually an animation of the station exploding before the game over screen. It's kind of neat. At least I think it's kind of neat. Your mileage may vary. Alright, we're about to try to do some ridiculous things here. Let's see how that goes. I did not aim correctly. Oh, I froze the other one. Cool, we take that. We take that. Alright, I think we're starting to get better at this.
That was some fancy footwork there.
Yeah, it felt pretty fancy. Okay, we'll be in there. Ah, no. And out of Sector 3. So there's still plenty more to do. Plenty more to do. Plenty more to collect. But first things first, we're going to have to head on up to the main deck because life forms have been detected. And we're nothing if not good Samaritans heading on up there to figure out what's up. Figure out what the life forms are. And if they're, in fact, good life forms, we'll have to save them. Save them. That was as obvious a hint as I could manage.
Yes, I'm sure you can imagine what X would do to them.
I don't even want to think about that. What made me sad?
No more cozy tutorials.
Nope. That would be tragic. I just thought... I also forgot to... I didn't open the door. It occurs to me, did I actually get this missile tank over here? Okay, I did. I couldn't remember if I did or not. I have a lot of things I'm trying to keep... A lot of things on my mind right now. Alright. Here we go, up to the habitation deck. Now there's a really cool trick you can pull off in this next room that's called Impossible Strat. I do know how to do it, but I am not trying it like this. Oh! I almost had the height for it. Bash, you don't give away my secrets! Right, now we're gonna do a shine break for realsies. Here we go, ready? Bam! Shine break, which means now we can do this. Hi-oh! Save ourselves seconds there. Here we go. Here come the animals! Oh gosh, we got some slow animals today, that's alright. Here comes little baby. The Edicoons and the Decora and the baby Decora. Makes a little skittering sound like. Oh goodness. I do enjoy that part. Alright, everybody, if you are sensitive to bright colors, avert your gaze because here comes the Various suit. Can you believe multiple people okayed this color scheme? Alright. God, my eyes are watering from that. Nice free fall there. A fun thing you might not know about falling up, Samus will grab a ledge if you're holding forward. So if you want to fall past a platform, you can just respin into it and let go of the D-pad. Or the stick, as the case may be. And Samus will always just fall right past it. That's a very useful trick for dropping down. Oh, I'm about to try a bit of a challenging Shine Spark here. It's not necessary, but it's gonna be a bit of a challenge with things as they are. Let's see what we can do. I apologize for loud controller sounds. The SP is normally a lot quieter. Normally a lot quieter than the GameCube controller, but we do what we do. We're just making it. All right. Back down the curiously long elevator. Like, we just go down, and then there's this extra screen here. I have no idea why they would put an extra screen here. Incidentally, shout out to the saddest sounding elevators. Listen to the tone they make. Does it not just sound like they're really sad about something? Like they just got really bad news? I think it does. Alrighty. So I'm about to try a challenging trick here. Let's see if we can get that. It's very tight, but I think we can do it. I screwed up. We tried. It's possible to get a very tight shine spark through these rooms to bonk into the ceiling over here, but it's not a it's honestly not a gigantic time save. It might even not actually save time anymore because of the RTA switch, but it just looks cool. And again, I'm always willing to sacrifice time to look cool. Well, not too much time, but some time. But this time we get to go directly into the save room, the data room, to collect our next upgrade. The loudest upgrade, and the second loudest sound in the game. We have power bombs, which you'll be using almost immediately, because there is power up to be had over here. Just have to freeze this ripper, and we're just gonna drop a power bomb immediately. Get this E-tank. Yeah. Some of y'all might notice that we could have gotten in here earlier, but it's a little bit quicker if you have power bombs, so I wanted to actually drop one there. We'll drop another one in here. There was a Saxon there. It's fine. I wouldn't worry about it if I was you. That's not going to be high enough, I don't think. We want to drop a power bomb as high as possible in this room to try to break the ceiling above us, but I don't think that was high enough. Nope. All right. Detour for a power bomb tank, and then we're going to go into this next room. I'm going to try to do a very cool but very not actually faster strat in this next room, but I'm not holding my breath for it. It's going to be a bit of a... That's probably too low, I think. Yeah, no. I would need to freeze this enemy over here if I didn't get up fast enough. It's actually a very, very, very tight trick. Oh, heck. I need to open the door there. Let's go. This is why it's important to do the thing with the door. Because otherwise you bonk it, and now you have to waste time dropping a power bomb instead of just zooming through with speed booster. Power bombs do, however, draw X's into you, which is very nice. Now it's time for another puzzle room. This is a bit of a dreaded one, casually. Thankfully, we know the tricks here. Trick is that the rightmost block is actually solid, so as long as you just kind of do one of these numbers, no problem. Get yourself that power bomb tank, because yeah, this is what it looks like actually if you looks like that, which is not terribly fun to deal with, honestly. All right, we are done with this visit to Sector 5. Let's get out of here. We'll be back later, don't worry. If you are a Sector 5 aficionado, then don't worry. This is not going to be our last time here. Also, if you're a Sector 5 aficionado, why?
I imagined you wouldn't be able to be one and done here just because of all the recollecting you'll have to do once you get your tech.
Yep. Incidentally, that does not mean we can't fully clear out sectors. We will be doing it to one sector, which I'll point out a little bit later. And now we have to go back up to the main deck because, uh-oh, looks like Computer Dad found something in the car and he wants to talk to us. We were supposed to go to the library to study, but those aren't books he found in the back seat. And also, oh no, it's Ridley! Power bombs are very useful. Loud, but useful. And this game gives you a lot of them. Since super missiles and missiles are now just shared together, it just basically means that, hang on a second. Oh, heck. Oh, this is fine. We're just gonna do this It means that the game has to make up the deficit to get to 100% items, to 100 items, and it does it by giving you power bombs. This game has 74 power bombs in it. Who needs that many power bombs? Why did I drop that one so high? It's not going to be low enough. Because they make stations out of stronger stuff than that. What do you think this is? A bottle ship? I am happy to report that we are making progress. All right, so we're coming up on a section that we like to call the boss gauntlet, because the game is about to throw multiple bosses at us in rapid succession. Also, look at the animals! Hang on, wait for the photobomb, and there it... Oh no, I closed it off! One of the Edicoons actually just jumps right in front of the camera, and it's like, it's really adorable. And I just like the animals, all right? They're very sweet. They try so hard. Those animals are there, though. Don't like them. Those are key hunters. Key hunters are the worst. Uh-oh. Ooh, that was a little bit sketch. Little bit sketch. It's fine, though. Alright, keep my eye on my E-tank count to make sure that I have not missed any, because we do not want to miss E-tanks. Can you just jump, please? Thank you. There we go. These pirates are annoying. They just stand there shooting instead of actually getting out of your way. Like, gosh, I have places to go. Just go away. Don't go away mad, just go away. And we're coming up here on the first boss. This is one of the most dreaded bosses in the entirety of Metroid Fusion. It's called the Yakuza. It's not... You can also hit it off screen, which is kind of a laugh. We're going to get grabbed on purpose, because it makes it a little bit easier to break. There we go. Oh my god, go... Oh my gosh. Actually, we're just... I think we might just not get grabbed on purpose, because I'm having a hard time breaking away with this controller. Normally you do have to skip the cycle, but if you can't break away, it just makes it long. So we're just going to do it the long way, unfortunately. That should be enough to finish it. Bingo. It's phase 2. Predicting phases. Just have to kind of figure out what it's going to do, and just react accordingly. This is actually one of the more interesting bosses as far as just kind of trying to do skillful things, because you can't really pattern this. You have to just kind of react to what it's doing. Now it's fun time. You have to try to do doubles on this thing. We got a double! Ooh! Ooh! Oh, we didn't get a double there. Oh no, I didn't get the wall jump either. That was a double. Double doubles with ice missiles? We take those. That is a reasonably good-sized W. Unfortunately, the game celebrates by handing us an L and giving us the space jump, because, ugh, Metroid Fusion space jump, ugh. Respin makes it easier to use, but it is so fiddly. But I guess those are the trade-offs. Just like Tim Hortons, exactly! Exactly! It's also about time for the only required sax chase. Actually, was there a save room back there? I might take a safety save. No, I don't. There was no save room. All right, it's fine. We'll make do. You see that key hunter? It hit me. Look how much damage it did. Look at that. 140 damage. Key hunters are terrible. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. You have to get chased here. There's just no way around it. That was surprisingly painless. We did it! We survived the sacks. Unfortunately, I can't show you the cool out-of-bounds tricks here because out-of-bounds tricks don't work in Japanese. Here's another fun fact for you. Fusion is a game... Actually, hold on a second. Let me remember to drop the power bomb here. Fusion is a game where the... That was... Alright, whatever. It's fine. I left too early. Fusion is a game... Let me finish my thoughts. Where the English version actually is the 1.0, and Japanese is actually a later version. So the out-of-bounds glitches that work in English don't work in Japanese, which is why any % memory corruption, most recent category edition, only works on English. It's a really cool category. If you've never seen it, go give it a look. It's the closest thing to a sequence break we've got. Basically, on the visit to Sector 5 where we get power bombs, we just memory corrupt and then just load in the final hallway. It's great. It's really cool. Don't give me that fourth beam. Don't do it! Okay, good. Let's go. I need a power bomb! Oh no! Alright, if you get close enough here, we can actually... There we go. If you get close enough, that back one will not shoot spores at you. So we're gonna do this. I like 100%, and this is Notori, and 100% Notori is an absolute joke fight because you can just spam missiles. 80% you have to actually use charge shots, but not here. We just stand here, push button, jump over beam. Now that beam is also your hint as to what Notori is going to give you, plasma. And I fell in the water. We got a double! Ooh, buddy! We're actually getting... I can't believe we're improving with this controller. And a sweet spot! Yes. Also, hang on a second. Has there been an update to donations? Karasu, what's going on here?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I got a bit going on here. Let me go check. Oh, we are much closer to our goal. But let's see why.
Ugh.
Okay, we have... It's your girl C donating 77.77, saying, making life easier on me tomorrow. Dare anyone to force me to take the stairs. Meanwhile, I donate to throw someone else into the deep end. I wonder where that went.
Oh my gosh, Rowdy is crying right now somewhere.
And with that, we are indeed 157.77 out of 150 for the Link to the Past multi-world deep end incentive.
All
Good
right.
luck, Rowdy.
That's going to be fun times for everybody involved, which means Conster, myself, and Rowdy, we're all doing that multi-world together.
And she also donated towards the elevator.
I played original Final Fantasy VII. I remember the stairs.
So what I'm hearing is she just challenged a bunch of people to counter donate and get
It's
herself so far locked on the stairs that she can't escape.
It's true. Thank you very much for your generous donation. It's your girl C, but you've thrown down a gauntlet. You've thrown down a gauntlet. I guess we'll wait and we'll have to see how people take that. All right, so we finished. So I'll talk about Plasma Beam more in a little bit, but right now the important thing is there's trouble in Sector 5. There's been serious damage. I'm sure it has nothing to do with that shadow you've seen flying around in the background. Spoiler alert, it absolutely does. But before that, it's time for the single longest shine spark in the game, possibly maybe even in any Metroid speedrun. It's a real long shine spark. Actually, there might be one in ZM that's longer, but We'll see. Here we go. Give me a second here. Some genuinely a little bit of serious time here. No! I just barely missed it. Okay, time for the backup. It's very tight. Thankfully, we can just do this right here. I say as I immediately bonk into the wall because I'm very good at shine sparking. All right, here we go. This is the Nightmare Shine Spark. You can do it from that previous room all the way through 6 screens. It is a spectacular sight, but setting up is a bit of a challenge. Now, pardon me, I have to try to get to the wall. Oh no! Why? Okay, so we're gonna have to come back later when we have the gravity suit. That's an unfortunate time loss. This is another example of where X's can combine to form new enemies. Pirates combine with fish X's to form fish pirates, the worst kind of pirates. Let me just maybe stop. Alright, I drop that one there. Opens up these blocks right... Supposed to open up those blocks right there. Also, incidentally, while a power bomb is exploding, you can't actually grab ledges. Another fun fact for you. Rowdy, you wouldn't perhaps be referring to the alien world of Myrrh that is being devoured by dark water, would you? To this day, I will lament the fact that we never got a proper conclusion to that show.
Nope, they stopped after, what, 7 stones were turned in?
One more than half the treasures. I can't remember how many that is, though. And we should have this... There we go.
Yeah, that'd be 7. There were 13 treasures of Myrrh.
Yep, so minus the one that we didn't get because of oopsie doodles. Ooh, hang on, it's going to be a bit rough now. Actually, we have to do some... Give me a second here.
No, you tut.
Oh, boy.
And that they legitimately made Bloth scary.
They did. Alright, this is Nightmare. Some of you might remember it. Also, question for the chat, what do you think it looks like? I'm still not entirely sure, but now comes the fun part, the dance. You have to try to get it to be completely on screen. It's chasing an invisible dot or Samus, not both. But we got it real nice and quick there. So now he's got to give it a few more missiles directly to the face, and done. Now let's see if we can get ourselves some doubles. This is a 6-missile core. That was not a double. That was not even close to a double.
I mean, if you're crying toxic sludge, Hexus would love you.
Let's go for the sweet spot at least. Nope. That was a frankly terrible core fight, but you know what? You know what? It's fine. I'm not going to be too hard on myself today for having to... For anyone who was not here earlier, the spicy edge added to this run as we know it. Oh, first of all, I needed to go all the way to the right there. Is that for some reason Game Boy interface was misbehaving with my controls, so I'm having to do this using a control scheme I don't know. See if we can get some fun shine spark stuff here. We can. But we're gonna have to go back to the left though, because we did not grab that ledge. Which is fine though, because now we have gravity suit. We can just space jump up there, and this will give us the first energy tank of the second row, which means we are completely up to speed on energy tanks. Whoops! There are hidden crumble blocks here. I know where they are. I promise. And there we go. We have all the energy tanks we are supposed to have up to this point. And now we're heading into one of the more dangerous sections of the run. I'm not sure why I crouched so early. We're going to have to go back into the previous room now. So, even if not for the technical difficulties, estimate's going to be a little bit iffy. Yes. A little bit iffy. Get out here, you. Alright, now into underwater sector 4 we go. Let's see if we can get the R shot here. We got the R shot! Ooh! Ooh! I mean, nice. I'm getting the hang of this diagonal aiming with these weird buttons. Oops. This, however, is a bad time to accidentally knock down my pop filter. This is the worst room in the game. Because these stupid little things are really hard to kill, and they keep just shooting these croissants at you. I don't want your croissants. I have a better local place. Gosh. Shoutouts to Le Chatelaine Cafe and Bakery. They make really good croissants here in the heart of the Buckeye State. Reppin' those Ohio businesses, because for all those who don't know, Buckeye Speed Bash is an Ohio speedrun marathon. And a lot of us are here, based out of the state. Oh no! Samus, please, just shoot. Oh! Alright, so that was, this gives you an idea of just how dangerous this area is. Even with Gravity Suit, which cuts down your damage even more over Varia, I'm just getting knocked around like a piñata right now. There's another fun fact for you. The door actually unlocks the moment you step on the platform, not when the animation ends, so you can open it early with a power bomb. Ah. But underwater sector 4, that is, I guess, one, depending on how you look at it, advantage or disadvantage, which is... Which is... Since this game is a lot more linear, enemy difficulty is a lot more balanced, which means that unlike Super Metroid, where sometimes you can just get your gravity suit early and suddenly nothing hurts you ever, in this game, even with gravity suit, the enemies do more damage, so it doesn't really feel like you've gotten that much stronger. Things will still absolutely murder you, even with the damage reduction. And Underwater Sector 4 is a perfect example of this. Maybe less so than 100% because you have so much health, but at any percent, runs will die in this sector. Because they do so much damage. Those little croissant enemies, little crabs, everything just hurts you so much. And they're always in the way. And now, more pirates, because of course. Get out of here. So our power bomb here, so we can get down there. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm about to get hugged. Or am I? No hug today. Normally, hug's good, but right now, trying to go fast. Incidentally, in case you're wondering, those little orange dudes that look kind of like Dragon from SM, they're called Evers. E-V-I-R. That is their name. I mean, they give hugs, I'm sure, but I don't know. Something about crab hands makes me question the quality of said hugs. Actually, I guess it's more lobster claws than crab claws. Let's see if we can do a fun little shine spark trick here. I screwed it up. It's possible to hold a charge there, so you can just go up there and get that power bomb tank, but didn't quite get the recharge I wanted. Gonna have to do a little bit more, Why did I run into the door? There we go. Well, of course they're from the side. Crabs do everything sideways. That's just science. Okay, on our way to get ourselves the final missile upgrade, if you can really call it that, the diffusion missiles. They are useful in like 2 or 3 spots. Unfortunately, it's one of those items that had a lot of really cool potential, but unfortunately, feels like they never really knew what to do with it. Also, it takes like 6 seconds to charge, so we're just going to use the door charge trick to charge it faster. Incidentally, this is one of the places where changes were made from the English version. You might remember that it is actually possible, it's actually possible to do the secret message trick, which normally requires shine sparks, by angling a missile through there in the English version. So they changed the location of the little puffer enemy so that you can't do it anymore in Japanese. You have to do those shine sparks, which are not super bad, honestly, especially once you get good at the game, but the angled missile trick is just so much easier. Alright. So we're making progress. Okay, first things first, we have to go back into Sector 4 because I forgot to grab a thing. You can see it right there, that circle. It's fine.
This is fine.
Yep. This is a New Game Plus file, which means that you don't get locked out of things as much. Because in normal gameplay, once you hit a certain point, there's only one route you can take. But, as it turns out, you can take many different routes if you are playing with a New Game Plus file. So here we go. That's a powerbomb block. Anyways, here's the thing I was mentioning earlier. So if you take a look here, you can see we finished Sector 4. Sector 4 is completely cleaned. This is the sector that this is the only sector that we're going to actually clear out before cleanup. So it's already done. We're just done. That's one out of 6 sectors that we don't have to worry about. Feels progress.
And this is for sure?
For sure. That's the other advantage of New Game Plus, is that you have that fun little checklist on your pause screen. It shows you both for the entire map and also for individual sectors and areas. And the Sector 4 one had triple check marks. We're done. But anyways, we have to go back into Sector 6. Y'all remember the nocturnal sector, right? Because purple means night. It's more of a lavender or perhaps a lilac. But anyways, you remember Box from earlier, the oddly named security droid? Well, Box is back. Although it's been hitting the Mountain Dew and Doritos, because now it has a Microsoft sponsorship. It is the Xbox. It's been corrupted by the X. Let's see if we can get ourselves another R shot here. We did, but I didn't quite make it through the door. But the good news is, remember that wall we blasted earlier? Now we get to go through it. This is an E-tank. Nice. Alright, so now we get to go into a part of Sector 6 we couldn't earlier. But now that we're armed with all sorts of fun new things, we can just freeze all these blue X's and just grab them. And blow up this wall. I try to set it for something that we're not doing yet, because it's very easy to sometimes forget which visit to a sector you're on. Alright, please remember this room. We will be back a little bit later. Quite literally a little bit later. Oh, I did not hit any of the puffers. I was hoping to get some puffer damage there. Alright. Okay, so anyways, listen carefully. No entry without authorization. What will we do? We need to get past that gate. But there's no entry without authorization. How will we get authorization? And what is that shaking? I'm sure they're unrelated. They're not unrelated.
entry without authorization.
Come back here, you. Ah, heck. A little bit too close here. Yeah. Ah! Samus, stop losing your jumps! Oh my gosh, I'm using the wrong combination of buttons. There we go, we got it! Okay. We did. Sorry, I had to go a bit serious there just because, again, missiles plus diagonal is a button combination that makes me very sad right now. 4 missile core here, so we just have to line it up with that particular rock on the ground, and that was not where I want it to be, and we missed the cycle. Cool. There we go. Ah! My gosh. I don't know how Monkey does it with a stick. He makes it look so effortless. But anyways, good news, everybody. We have our last major beam upgrade. We have the wave beam. It makes it look like we're shooting strands of DNA because, I don't know, that seemed like a good idea at the time.
No entry without authorization.
But the good news is wave beam is also code word for authorization because we can just shoot the gate through the wall now and go into
Warning.
the forbidden area.
Without
Why is it forbidden, you might ask? Well, that's easy.
warning. No entry
Because this is where they hide the title. Metroids! Tons of them. And this is a frame perfect crouch here. Nope. I tried. But now there's trouble. What kind of trouble? Why, of course, sax trouble.
fire alert. Your will soon be locked.
Sax smash. Alright, let's see what we got here now. A little bit of space jump nonsense.
Station locked
Not the quickest. You want to be out of there by 54 seconds, but 53, we'll take it. And there you go. Goodbye, Stacks. That's the end of the Stacks, right? We just basically spaced it. But Dad is very upset. You unlocked the red doors, Samus. Why would you do this? And you blew up the Metroid research. I mean, why in the world else would we have an SR388 ecosystem on a station above SR388? Because, peaceful Metroid usage. Totally not an oxymoron.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it saved Samus's life, but
Yeah. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of quick stuff here. So you have anything you want to plug? Now's a pretty good time.
oh well, I can talk about Water Aid, the nonprofit charity that we're supporting with Buckeye Speed Bash this year. It is a 30-year-old nonprofit and has been running since 1981 to bring clean water, reliable toilets, and hygienic conditions to everyone everywhere. They have partners in over 30 countries and have provided over 26 million people with clean water and toiletries. This has been especially important regarding COVID-19 since good hygiene, especially hand washing, has been proven to be one of the most efficient ways to easily prevent the spread of COVID. And they are taking every step they can to help everyone have that opportunity. If you want to know more about them, please, you can go to www.wateraid.org. And unfortunately, I don't have any new donations to torment Rowdy with, but it does look like we're getting dangerously close to our goal of $500.
Nice. That's awesome. But I'm going to really quickly talk about a fun thing we're about to do here, which is, first of all, drop the wrong kind of bomb. And second of all, so there's these enemies here that spawn these gold pirates. The big gimmick with them is you're supposed to shoot them in the back. But it turns out the game checks that you're behind them by making sure you're facing the same direction. So just fire and turn around, and it works. Like that. I've heard some people accuse the devs of lazy programming with that, and no, honestly, that's quite frankly a very elegant way of doing it, because there's otherwise no reasonable reason to expect that you wouldn't be facing the same direction if you're behind them. It's one that saves space on the cartridge. But anyways, everybody, the loudest sound in the world for your listening pleasure. No. This part requires diagonal shooting and missiles. Okay, we're gonna have to play it a little bit slow then, because I'm just not even gonna try to do But I have to. But I must.
Is this just regular Ridley or is this Mecha?
It's just Ridley. I'm sorry, it's Ridley X.
Okay, with the X, yeah.
The big thing I'm trying to do here is get my timing down for firing an ice missile right after the shot. That's actually super important for another boss. Doesn't even pogo. It can actually pogo, it's just really iffy. Not very common. Incidentally, diffusion doubles are the hardest kind of double to get in the game, so if I can get one, I will be very pleased. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get one though. Whatever. Okay, we did it. We have beaten Ridley. But that means one thing, everybody. The moment you've all maybe been waiting for. It's time. It's time for cleanup! That's right. Now that we have Screw Attack, not only are we really, really hard to kill because it makes you invincible, but we have access to the entire station. So now we can finally properly go back through and get everything we missed. Now, this actually, interestingly enough, this also makes cleanup the most challenging part of 100%. So even though things have been going reasonably well so far, this is where it's really going to start getting spicy. Because, what can I say? It's we have to do some really, really precise movement, particularly in certain sectors. So I hope everybody's ready.
I might be. So the room with all those crawlers under the floor, you did a jump bomb because it would have blown the floor too?
No, that's 100% just because morphing in the air has fewer animation frames than morphing on the ground. So generally, if you can morph in the air, you just opt to do that.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I wasn't sure if it. I was gonna say I wasn't sure if it was because you were afraid that all the critters were gonna jump out and swarm you.
Nope. Literally just because. Hang on a second. Yeah, literally just because a little bit faster.
Makes sense to me.
They also play a pretty mean trick here of actually hiding hidden stuff in a boss room, which is not the only time they do it either. They do it multiple times, which is just rude. I wanted to respin there. Why didn't it respin? Okay, we have to just reset the room now. So we can get the. Didn't quite get the slow chart. It's actually possible to barely have enough space to do it without entering into the save room, but it's very tight. There we go. This powerbomb tank. And now let's see if we can do that short distance charge here. I think we can do it. Oh, just got through the door. Dang it. Here we go. This is the room where we got the charge beam all those years ago. And right here in the ceiling, a tank. How thoughtful. Oh, I should have been charging the fusion through there, because now we have to throw up this wall here. Come on, okay. Thankfully, Sector 1 cleanup isn't too bad. It's just a matter of remembering where everything is and trying to do it as quickly as possible. I mean, that's honestly just 100% in a nutshell, but some sectors are definitely harder than others to remember where everything is. And now that save room I mentioned earlier, now we're going to get the item for it. Because even though, unfortunately, Space Jump makes it so you can't wall jump anymore, having high jump makes climbing this a lot faster. They're just going up with no high jump and then just wall jumping. Alright, so now we're going to see if we can pull off a nice fun little R shot here. Got it. Bam. Those are just some of the fun things you get to do in cleanup. Just use R shots to carry through rooms, open doors while holding speed. Oh, when you pull it off, you feel so good. This game is such a satisfying speed run. And if you've ever had any interest whatsoever in trying to run this game, please do. It's a lot of fun. The community is a bunch of memers, but a very friendly bunch. All's willing to help. Honestly, if you just start streaming Fusion, people will just show up. Actually, this is a screw attack block. So here's a little fun fact for you. This item here is actually faster, with the new RTA, is actually faster to get if you approach from the right, because on the right there's actually a tunnel that connects this to another sector. Unfortunately, because I was doing a lot of prep for the event, I did not have time to learn all the route improvements. So unfortunately, you're getting a mix of some route improvements and some just classic strats, so I don't think I have the speed here. I did not have the speed. Alright. So we do need Speed Booster to break through that wall. Let's go all the way over here again. Alright, let's go. Those are screw attack blocks, and I am forgetting everything, apparently. Okay. I'm really not sure what to say aside from I feel very silly right now. I need to be against the door. Come on, brain. Come on, brain. That's what, when things start going wrong and you're not used to dealing with it, this happens. There we go. So here we are in Sector 3. I do need to have a shine charge here for the next room, so we're going to have to run over here and make sure we have it. Oh, you did not just spawn there while I was trying to run past. Ooh, you tried to do it again. I can't believe the absolute nerve. I ran into the door. I was too busy being shook by this rude enemy and ran into the door. The door's open now, though, which is nice. So let's do this. Get that. Go over here. Get this. This game likes to hide a lot of items really close to each other. It's very strange, but whatever, you know? It's fine. I'm gonna have to go back down below to get some stuff in the nether regions of Sector 3. Not all of it, though. Some of it's just up here. Like over here, for example. Don't want to deal with that guy. We're just going to freeze him and just play through. I will, however, show you one change from the routing. So before, we used to actually clean up the bottom of Sector 3 from the right and then go left. But turns out it's actually faster in real time to do left first. So we're going to do left first here.
Do you have Sorry, do you have a moment for a donation?
Yeah, go for it.
We have officially crossed the $500 threshold thanks to
Yo.
1073. They say 500 get $5 donation. Thank you very much, 1073.
Thank you so much. I would clap, but I'm holding a controller. Assume that if I had 4 hands, I would be using 2 of them to applaud. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, everybody, for helping us reach our goal way sooner than we expected. Y'all are legends, and we love you to bits. Alright, now we go to the right. Now, I actually, when I was first learning this route, missed an item going to the right, because when you go right then left, one of the items is just kind of along the way, but since you're going right without having to turn around, sometimes you just forget, because you have no reason to come back into the room. So we're going to have to make sure I don't forget to get the item directly above here. How did I not have enough speed there? I was against the wall. Oh my gosh. Just go through the wall, Samus. There's screw attack blocks. Ha ha ha. I swear I know this game. I swear I know this game. But anyways, yeah, over here. Always remember to go left. There is a missile tank. You don't want to miss this missile tank. Ask me how I know. Alright, here we go. So the difference now is instead of climbing back up that central shaft, once we go up here, we'll just exit to the left up top. And then we're almost done with Sector 3. Go back down here to get this power bomb tank, just like that. Then up. Yeah, considering the fact that you only get to really take advantage of it during cleanup, this map is just full of really cool, just connecting sections that just let you explore the station. Which is one of the reasons why, honestly, oh yeah, for anyone who's not aware, Fusion ROM hack devs did the unthinkable. There is, in fact, now a Metroid Fusion randomizer. Yes, the unbreakable event system of Fusion has been broken, and there is now a randomizer for this game. So all those fun little tunnels that you're like, when will we ever use them? The answer is now. So, by all means, if you like this game and want to try a new way to play it, go look up the Fusion Rando. It is a bundle of fun, and there's a lot of really cool things you get to do that you never would have thought of doing. So, please drop a power bomb. Thank you. Alright, it's gonna get a nice little charge here. Going up. Get this E-tank. And also remember, in the next room, in the next tunnel, there is in fact an item hidden in the ceiling. This is a very commonly missed item right here. Don't miss that power bomb tank. You don't want to get that. You don't want to go for that 99% world record. I don't care about pirates. I have screw attack.
So screw the pirates.
In more ways than one. So long, nerds. Alright, Sector 5. Sector 5 cleanup is pretty straightforward. There's just a couple things to grab, including in this room right here. Just gonna head on up here. Whoops, didn't want to screw attack there, actually. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, why does it take more than one shot with the wave beam? Stop being so difficult. Yeah, your stuff disappears when it gets a certain distance off screen, and it's... So anyways, time for a little bit of that whole television shopping thing. But wait, there's more. Power bomb tank. Thankfully, we did, in fact, go back and get the E-Tank after Nightmare, which is nice. Why did I go in there when I wanted to go below? As you can see, we're getting pretty close. We're over 200 missiles. We've been using a lot of power bombs, so it's difficult to tell how close we are to them. But we only have 2 more energy tanks to get, so we're actually getting pretty close. Unfortunately for us, close also means we have to go through the 2 most challenging sectors of cleanup yet. We haven't done them yet. So they're coming up here, though, so... Let's go through There we go.
So
Yeah.
does this game have an extra energy tank like Super Metroid does?
You mean like Metroid 1?
Oh yeah, Metroid 1, sorry. I knew one of them had an extra one.
Yeah. No, this one has the exact number. Alright, so now here's a part where we're going to try to do something, be a little bit fancy. So we do high enough, we should be able to bonk on the... There we go. So now we just have to try to do ourselves a little... Should be right about here. Dang, a little bit too far to the right. It's actually possible to space boost through those doors, but it's exceedingly tight. Excuse me? Did y'all see me line up with that block and not go through it? Because I have some questions. I just don't even know what to say. The game is just playing a big old troll right now. Okay, we're gonna go a bit further to the right and see if that works. Are you... I have no idea what's going on. Other side, maybe? Will this make you happy? I guess so. There, we did it. I don't even know why it didn't let me go through that wall. Go through there. All right, so this part, we're gonna have to do some more Shine Sparks shenanigans, but we're gonna have to do it with a space jump this time. So, Sector 6 cleanup is the hardest part of cleanup, bar none. So you just really have to. You just really have to be on your game, and for a variety of reasons, I am perhaps not playing my absolute best today, and I apologize, but we are making our way through it. I will get you all that 100%. You all were promised a 100% run. You are getting a 100% run. But unfortunately, that also means we still have yet to deal with the worst item in the game to get. Believe it or not, it wasn't one of those. There is one other item that is actually far, far worse to deal with. It's coming up here in just a little bit. Just have to make a quick detour here into the forbidden area. Restricted area to try to get one last item. How did I do that? Oh my god. I don't think I've had this much of a difficulty with Fusion since I learned the run. There we go.
Controller.
I can only blame the controller so much, because a lot of this stuff doesn't involve the buttons that give me trouble. It's just not doing my best. Incidentally, that's actually part where you can accidentally kill your run if you're not careful, because if you just Shine Spark straight up without doing the breaking through it with jumping like that, if you're not on a New Game Plus file, it'll lock you into the final part of the run, and you can't finish cleanup, so your 100% run is dead. So you gotta be real careful there. Or just play on a New Game Plus file. But we are now coming up on the worst item in the run. It's in this room right here. Just drop this power bomb like so. And it's up there. The game intends you to use ice missiles to freeze the ouches so that you can get this power bomb tank over here. But that takes forever. So what we actually do is frame perfect jumps off of crumble blocks. Like that. We got second try. We always take second try. Second try is still faster than waiting for the ouches. You have to screw that trick up a bunch of times for it to be actually slower than freezing the ouches. And yes, those little spiky boys are in fact called ouches. That is their canonical name. We're about to show off I'm gonna try to show off a little fun trick here that was discovered by shoutouts to Resurrect. And give me a second. You're gonna have to try really hard to get it real quick. We got it! No, I didn't jump! Oh, I got the hard part and screwed up the easy part. If I ever have an autobiography, that's gonna be the name of my autobiography. Oh no, got the hard part, screwed up the easy part. Because the hard part is the timing there with the power bomb and the missile. Shoot. But you have to jump, otherwise you don't have the height to clear that platform. That should do it. Maybe. There we go. So you have to do it the old-fashioned way. There's been oh my god, I can't. It hurts. There's been a lot of work in recent times to find new time saves and just reroutes, just given the changed RTA, because a lot of things that were just fine before are no longer fine. It's like, for example, time you lose by having to jump through doors, by doors having to realign, now matters. So there's been a lot of attempts to figure out how to realign doors by doing stuff. Oh god. By doing stuff like door fixes, which is basically jumping through a door so that it's already horizontally aligned. Alright, give me a second here. I just want to make sure I get this right the first time this time. There we go. Right, so the good news is we're just about done with Sector 6 here. Just have to get through this one last item here. And then we're already on our way out. So that's actually not an item right there. It's just a dirty lie. Here's the real item. Can't believe that block reformed, how dare it. I'm just over here trying to go fast, having a good time, and audacity. Thankfully, there are other shortcuts we can take to help us get through these rooms faster now that we have Screw Attack. The game is very thoughtful like that. They're just all sorts of Screw Attack blocks. Alright, now into Sector 4. This cleanup should be pretty simple. Alright, done with Sector 4. Into Sector 2. This is the final sector of cleanup, and I suppose unsurprisingly the second most challenging after Sector 6. Thankfully, I feel like I'm usually a bit better at this one than Sector 6, so here, let's see what we can do. First things first, the room that we affectionately, in large quotation marks, called Crumble City. Why is it called Crumble City? Well, I'll show you. That's why. You have to basically space jump through here without landing on the crumble blocks, or you get knocked further down and have to go all the way back around. Perfect. Alright, we got it. Let's get out of this silly place. Oh, come on, Samus. Spaceship continuing to be its usual self. But hey, good news. We have all the E-tanks. Get a load of that. 2 full rows. And now all those Zoros have turned into key hunters, which is great because we love key hunters. We don't love key hunters.
I don't know. You sounded pretty convincing about it.
I'm having my doubts as to whether or not you're being truthful in that assessment. Oh my gosh, the ouches. Yeah, they just hide things everywhere in this game. Oh, that block reformed. That's tragic. Going back to some rooms you might remember from before. Only a couple more things left to get here. This room in particular is one that I am not fond of. There's two ways to get through this room. One of them is to actually try to freeze the rippers. The other one is to actually just try and space jump. But space jumping is a bear because crumble blocks. Needless to say, I hate this room. We're just gonna freeze the ouches. I hate everything. Okay, this is fine. Open up door. No! Ooh, I almost accidentally killed them. We don't want that. Samus, please. Samus! Oh my god, Samus, you dingus. Alright, this'll work. We did it! First try. Y'all are getting to see some real gameplay. I'm not sure what other word I want to use to describe it, frankly, but nothing that makes me sound very good, honestly. So, the good news is you'll be seeing finer gameplay later on tonight with the Link to the Past multi-world randomizer, which says a lot, honestly. About me, that is. Alright. Almost done with Sector 2. Just a couple more things to get, and then we're into the main deck and heading to the final boss. And here we go. I meant up here we go. I constantly miss that jump, and forget which door that is. After all these years, I still forget which door it is. Oh, and this is the part where we need to drop the power bomb, so we wouldn't have to worry about this later. We'll just get now. Yeah, just one last puzzle room in Sector 2, and then off to the main deck. Unfortunately, they put it all the way over here in Zazabee's room. Can you imagine that? Coming back to Zazabee's room this late in the game? Someone thought this was a good idea. Can't believe it. Eating rude. Get these missiles, then go up top. You might remember this one from the actual tutorials that play on the main screen. You have to kind of just carry some speed like this. And there we go. Done with Sector 2. Let's get out of here. Under normal circumstances in the main deck, I would actually drop down to show you all the reactor, which you don't normally get to see. One of those things that most players probably never see, but they completely made art assets for it, and it's pretty neat. But not right now, because this is already running a bit over between the technical difficulties and just gaffes during the run. So we're just going to head straight to the end and wrap this nonsense up. What do you say? It sounds good? Yeah. Ah, somebody remembered. Don't worry, I will save before Smooth Jazz. In case anyone was wondering what the heck I mean by that, the running joke I have going on is that the SAX, which is often abbreviated as SAX, is actually part of the Smooth Jazz Coalition out here to destroy all other forms of easy listening. But Samus, who's actually part of neither, more of the trance movement, is going to say no. None of that. No smooth jazz. So we're going to go take care of that, beat up the jazz, and win the day, and first of all, go into the correct tunnel. There we go. And this is the final item. So there's a save room along the way, which we will hit right here, and then on we go. I'm going to have to be using alternate strats to fight the sacks, because normally you fight sacks by doing diagonal charge shots directly into ice missiles, a button combination that is challenging on a normal controller. I'm not even going to try it with this one. I'm honestly surprised I've made it this far without dying. So you know what? We all went on this adventure together. Maybe took a little bit longer, made a few more rest stops along the way, had to stop for gas a bit more, but you know what? We made it. And honestly, isn't the journey just part of the vacation? Well, maybe it is if you like car trips. I like car trips. Except this isn't a car trip, it's a speed run. You know, this analogy got away from me somewhere, but it's okay because we're sitting through the longest amount of text in the entire run. It's very long. Incidentally, if you're wondering what's going on here, it's Computer Dad telling us that the Galactic Federation is coming here to try to capture the sacks because they see its potential uses for military applications. Here's the part where Samus accidentally slips up and calls the computer Dad. It's like, do you see me like a father figure, Samus? No. Well, joke's on you. I actually am your surrogate dad. That's right. Foreshadowing and also eyeballs. Give me a second. And show me some eyes. That's right. In the future, they can put brains onto computers. The computer is actually the brain of Adam Malkovich in a computer. What are the odds? All right, so we're going to have to try to do some alternate strats on the sacks here. Hopefully that works out for us. We're going to have to do it horizontally instead of the diagonal jumping strat, which honestly is a perfectly valid strat. One or two of the fastest runners actually do it because of hardware limitations, so here we go. Got it! Sweet. All right. I can't believe I let go of the wrong button. All right, that was almost actually a really good sax fight. We'll make do. And it's dead. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get some doubles. That was not a double. That might have been a double. That was not a double. All right, we got one double. I'll take it. All right, we're on to the final countdown. Cue up the music on your own. We don't want to get ourselves flagged, but everybody, this is it. This is the end of the game. Time is going to be coming up here in just a minute or two, so get ready. I will call when it's about to hit. Any discrepancy between my voice and the gameplay is just due to the way we do audio balancing. It is unfortunate, but it is the best solution we've been able to come up with. Let's see if we can get some zigzag jump here. Ah, I grabbed the ledge by accident. No worries. So there's only one thing left. Sax is truly the final boss of the game, but there is, strictly speaking, one other boss, which is more of a cutscene than a boss, although it is definitely possible to die to it. We've seen it happen. No low height shine spark. Frame perfect trick, what we tried. All right, here we go. Okay. I try to do pogo. So here we go. Here we go. Oh no, what are we gonna do? We can't move, we're at 1 energy! The sacks? That's right, there are now like 12 saxes on the station because they reproduce by binary fission. And there we go, 250-74, that's 100%. We did it, folks. Come on, Samus. Samus! Samus, get up! It is possible to die here. This thing does actually a lot of damage. Unfortunately, I did not quite get the quick kill, but we're still looking pretty good here. If I can just kind of get it locked into an animation. It's almost dead. Get up, Samus. It's dead. All right. Time is coming up. The moment Samus faces the screen in the beam, that's time. So here it comes. And time. Oh, did game having trouble with the game feed? I'm having a little bit of trouble with the RTMP server. But all right. So normally we wait to the end of the credits to see what the percentage is, but we had the full both 2 rows of energy tanks, 250 missiles, 74 power bombs. That is the full count for 100%. So we already have confirmed 100%. So in order to not put us any more behind, I'm just going to go ahead and pass it right back off to Karasu. Everybody, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Be sure to stick around because we got some real good runs left in the rest of the day today and tomorrow. So thanks so much, folks. See you later.